Hi, my name's Michael. We're at the HART facility today and we're going to be talking about brake setup as part of our safety tips. We as motorcyclists, when we ride on the road, have to deal with a lot of hazards. I think the real problem can be that people almost wait for it to happen. People observe a problem arriving, coming up, possibly an intersection with a car. People anticipate the problem. They say, gee, that might hurt or that could be a risk to me. But unfortunately, statistically, a lot of people do nothing about it. Setup is a way that we can use to approach one of those hazards, to negotiate it and to leave the hazard in the sort of safest possible manner. If I were approaching an intersection, if I saw a vehicle that I didn't believe had seen me or I was in any way worried about it, what I need to do after observing that, I need to anticipate the problem. And the best way to do that is by setting up. So what we're doing here is we're negating the problem of an emergency by getting ourselves ready just in case. So as I approached, I'd make sure the bike's upright. I'd start to roll off the throttle, and that's obviously going to save me time. And if I reach for both brakes, so my right hand's going to reach out onto the front brake lever, my foot's going to go onto the rear brake lever, and I'm going to engage the brakes just gently. Two things are going to happen there. I've already started braking, so if I need to finish off with more of a quick stop, if the car were to pull out, I'm ready to go. Number two, as I put my foot on the brake and my hand on the brake lever, I also engage the brake light. And that's going to communicate to anyone behind me that there could be a problem coming up. Awareness or observation and anticipation are the two key things that we talked about, and reaction. If I approach and observe, I'm having a look at all the possible problems. And what I'm really doing is I'm creating a rolling plan as I go. And this continues. We look well ahead, and people use the phrase scanning aggressively, which I think is a very good phrase. It means to take all possible information in. By observing, then we can anticipate. We can actually create a plan to say, hey, there's a car at the intersection, I need to slow down, I need to move away. And to react is to actually carry that plan through. Motorcycling, and motorcycle brakes in particular, rely on weight equals grip. As we're riding, weight's pretty much even on the front and the rear tyre of a motorcycle. We'll say 50 to 50%. As we start to brake, what happens is the suspension compresses and the weight moves forward onto the front tyre. And this is why the front brake is the most effective brake on a motorcycle. And a good analogy would be if you had a balloon in your hand and you were pushing that into the ground. What happens is that balloon fans out onto the ground, and what's happening on a motorcycle is your tyre is pushing out onto the ground and creating grip. And by smoothly braking, we continue to apply weight, which continues to get us better grip. So effectively a normal stop of both brakes together is carried through all the way to an emergency stop where the front brake then takes over and continues, even though we continue to apply the rear brake. A good rider is constantly working through the techniques that they've learned, and by using these techniques constantly, we create habits, and by creating habits, we're going to get ourselves out of trouble. So there you go, that's brake setup, and we hope that that'll help you ride safely.